it's me 241 Cupcake Lover. I want to apologize for my appearance. I've been slowly getting over it was a pretty severe cold, should I say. It started, I want to say not Wednesday, Tuesday, and slowly got worse yesterday, and sadly it was my day off yesterday. I could have made a video, but I wasn't feeling up to it. I was dealing with a lot of head pain and such, and so sorry for my appearance. I'm still slowly getting over my cold. It's not as bad anymore, thank God. But yeah. So as you can tell from the title of this video, since Otakon is going to be in about 13 more days, which is crazy how fast this convention has been getting. Or coming up. But since Otakon is coming up, I might as well go ahead and talk about my first anime convention experience. I know I talked a little bit about this in my first video, which if you haven't watched it, go check it out. But I didn't go into like the full story, full detail, that sort of thing. So that's what this video is gonna be about. So let's get started. So how I found out about anime conventions was actually from my sister. I found out from her because one random day, her friends were over at our place, and she was talking, to my dad, because my dad started asking questions about like what her and her friends are gonna do, and I got curious and I was listening in, and she brought up the fact she was going to Katsucon, and she said that it was like an anime convention, and I'm like, wait, what? What? There's a what? And she's like, yeah, there's an it's an anime convention. And I'm like, well, like, what happens there? Like, what is an anime convention? She's like, yo, it's basically a 3-day or 4-day convention that where pay money to go, and like basically you can cosplay as any character from your favorite anime, comic book, TV show, whatever. But mostly it's, since anime convention, it's mostly generated that you can cosplay as from your favorite anime. Uh, as well as you can buy anything, like any products from Japan that is from that anime or any other anime series, and they even sell manga, and you get to also hang out with other people who are into the same stuff you are, and I was amazed. I was like, oh my god, this thing actually exists. Oh my god, I am excited. Uh, I don't seem excited right now, but yeah, you know what. So yeah, I was really, really, really excited, and so I decided I was gonna look up, go research anime conventions, and I, was looking around, and I found out about Otakon, and I was like, Otakon, what is this? And I, looked at the website, and it talked about how it was during summer, it was 3 days, it was in Baltimore, Maryland, and I'm like, okay, yeah, like, well, I mean, Baltimore, Maryland isn't that far, actually, Maryland isn't that far, we could actually drive there, um, and it's 3 days, plus it's during the summer, that I could do that. And on top of that, I looked at the price of pre-reg. That's when I found out about pre-reg. Um, and it was like $60. I was like, I have a job. I can afford this. I could go to this. And so I ended up telling my friend Bianca about it, and she got super excited about it. I'm like, God, dude, we can go to this. Let's do this. And so we instantly started planning to go to this convention. Uh, and so, during the entire time of like while I'm working, I'm planning out, I'm like spending a lot of money on my cosplay, and I was actually during that time I was figuring out what cosplay I wanted to do. Like what character did I want to cosplay? What character did I want to be my first cosplay? And I was thinking about like all the characters I could do from my favorite series, but the thing was I wanted to pick a character that could be easy to make, quick to make. Since first time cosplay doesn't have to be very eccentric. I didn't exactly know what I was doing, that sort of thing. I've never done something like this before. So I wanted an easy cosplay that I could piece together that would fit well for the time of the year, since summer are going to be really, really hot. So, sure enough, I picked, since Pokemon is my favorite anime series by far, it's still in my heart from my childhood. It was always my favorite. So, I decided to cosplay as Misty, since easy cosplay to put together, plus the fact that I'm a first generation Pokemon will always be my favorite. Always. No other generation will ever top over my first generation Pokemon. So, of course, I'm gonna cosplay from the first generation, and I'm gonna cosplay a first generation character that is easy to cosplay as. I could have picked Ash, but I decided to pick Misty because girl character, easy to do. Didn't want to have to bind my chest. Also, didn't know how to bind my chest. Thought it was gonna hurt if I did. And yeah, so it was pretty easy to put together. I kind of just like ended up going to Ross and getting a yellow orangish tank top that I thought it was a good right color. I already had the shorts. I had to order red suspenders from Hot Topic because the Hot Topic that we had close by didn't have the red suspenders. Um, what else? What else? I had to go get actual Converse shoes, and they didn't have the color I was looking for, so I had to pick a random one, and I just decided I was gonna paint it, and that became a big mess, and that took hours to do, but I finally got them done, and then what else? What else did I? And I had to adjust the suspenders because I didn't realize you had to choose sizes for suspenders. So, and they were men's sizes too. So, they were really big on me. So I had to adjust them, which that was a little difficult to adjust. But then, after that, I had everything together. I even ordered a Pikachu backpack and everything. I already had the little Togepi toy, so that fit well. And yeah, that was pretty much it. Other than that, I was pretty much ready to go to the con. And I just had to wait for it to come up. So, um, let's see. Well, so sure enough, convention time comes. Me and my friends, We get there relatively early. This is Otakon 2011, by the way. So this was before the pre-reg line. Even when you got there at 9, the pre-reg line wasn't freaking huge. This is when Otakon was like still, not it wasn't as crowded or cramped, and not a lot of people were going. And so Friday morning comes, we get there like around 9, and sure enough, there's like barely anybody there, and we get through the pre-reg line and get our badge in like 5 minutes. So yeah, that was during the time when Otakon you could go get there like around 9 and get through the pre-reg line within 5 minutes and get your badge. That's what it was, and it was an amazing time, and that sadly will always be in my memory because that no longer will happen anymore for Otakon. Unless they change it this year. I don't know. Uh, so after we get our badge, um, me and Bianca decide to go walk around. And I remember this moment. I don't remember what this person looked like, sadly, but I just remember the moment that when the first time someone had stopped me to take my picture was the greatest moment, because I honestly thought, I looked at my cosplay and I was being very critical on myself. Like, I was excited and I was glad, I was cosplaying as Misty. I knew it wasn't accurate. I knew it wasn't going to look perfect or anything. I mean, it's first time cosplay. What do you expect? But, I was a little critical on myself. I'm always critical on myself. Um, so I'm sort of a perfectionist, should I say. Yeah. So, I was surprised actually of how many people stopped to take my picture. And, that one person, I know it was a female that stopped to take my picture, which that made me happy. That made me really happy. So, I stopped, I posed, and after that, I was like, oh my god, my first picture at my first anime convention, oh my god, and I freaked out, and Bianca was really happy for me, and then I got stopped again, and the thing was, as I kept getting stopped for people to take my picture, I felt really bad because no one was stopping to take pictures of Bianca, and she was in cosplay too. On top of that, she had to constantly stop walking because of me. I mean, I'm glad it was like in the morning and it was before everything was starting. So nothing was starting yet. Nothing was going on. Everyone was just walking around. That was pretty much it. No panels had started. The other room wasn't open. Nothing was gonna start until like probably about noon or 11 o'clock. So a lot of people were just walking around, sitting around, or hanging out. That was pretty much what was happening. Uh, so we I felt really really bad, and then all of a sudden I get stopped by this one guy who asked to take a picture with me, which I had no problem doing that. That was awesome though, because it was a really cool moment. Like no one had never asked to take a picture with me. So after that, he hands me his card and he's like, "Oh, come by our table. We actually sell Pokemon plushies and stuff. Should stop by, say hi, that sort of thing." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, sure." And I felt really bad because I actually forgot to stop by that table, I think. So, to you guys, if you guys are watching, like 3 years later, I am so sorry for not stopping by. I really am. I really am sorry. Um, if you are gonna be at Otakon this year, if I see you guys, I will stop by your table if you guys are gonna be there. I'm so sorry. I forgot. And a lot of stuff was happening. First anime convention. I was like trying to take it all in, and yeah. So, after that, we're just like walking around, and then we meet up with our friends, and then finally we decide to go to the dealer's room line because if you don't get there early in line, you're gonna be like stuck for a while. So we wanted to get into the dealer's room as soon as possible. So we got in line and we waited until finally it opened up, and we were like all rushing to get to the entrance. And sure enough, I get into the dealer's room, and then boom, my eyes were wide, my face was like, oh my god, look at all this amazing stuff, it's so cool. And I ended up buying like 2 plushies. I don't remember what else I bought. Sadly, that's all I remember buying was like 2 plushies. And I think some of my money was towards food. I don't. No, it wasn't towards food. It wasn't towards food because I bought food before then. So I don't remember what it was towards because all I remember is buying 2 plushies. Um, which I think were $40 each. Uh, but I spent a lot of time in the dealer's room and just walking around looking at stuff and trying out stuff that's really expensive. And I was like, I can't afford that. No. I had to like be careful, like, I had to control how much spending I was doing. And then left the dealer's room, couldn't find the otter style. I didn't know where it was. It was like hidden. I know we went to the gaming room. That was fun. I got to like see what it was like, and there were a lot of cool stuff, a lot of cool games. And then my friends decided to leave and go to the hotel. And then my friend kind of like went with another friend of ours that to a panel that I tried to go back, meet up with her, and try to find the panel. And I asked staff, directions, and they gave me really bad directions. So here's a little lesson: if you need directions, um, I'm not saying don't ask the staff for directions. I'm just saying, like, when I asked for directions from staff, they gave me really bad directions, and uh, yeah, I never ended up finding that panel room. I never ended up finding that panel. So, yeah. I mean, you can go ahead and ask staff for, like, directions, but if anything, just look at your map. Because I kind of forgot I had a map. Didn't realize it until too late. So I just ended up being by myself for like a half hour and ended up going to the dealer's room again, walking around, doing whatever. Came back, met up with everybody else, and we did a lot of walking around. I took a lot of pictures. Took so many pictures of people that were in, like, my favorite characters and everything. Like, I took so many pictures, it was ridiculous. Um, and yeah, we didn't really go to any panels. More so, no, we didn't really go into any panels. Um, and then we came back to the room. It was getting late, and I'm like, okay, I'm hungry. I'm gonna eat. And then all of a sudden, I found out there was a rave, and I was like, oh, okay, we can go to the rave. And I was dumb and didn't realize there was a rave. So I wasn't exactly prepared. I had only packed my one cosplay with only one pair of shoes, and all I had was what I was gonna sleep in. Cause we were only going 2 days, so my feet were already hurting and sore from my shoes. So I was like, I have nothing to wear to the rave. So my friend just hands me a shirt. And she's like, here, wear this. Um, Whatever else you're wearing, like the shorts and the shoes are fine. You'll be fine. But let's go. And we ended up going to the rave. I ended up dancing with my friends. I had like the best time ever. It was so fun. Um, and then after the rave, we headed back to my place. My feet and back and legs were hurting so bad. I was so sore. I didn't want to get up. I didn't want to go do anything. And it was just horrible. I was like, oh my god, I was in so much pain. I was like, I don't want to go anywhere. My feet hurt so bad. Like, let me just rest. Wow. So they suggested I like soak my feet in hot water, and that sort of helped. And then they gave me like a back massage and leg massage and foot massage. And then they're like, okay, how are you feeling? I'm like, okay, I think I can manage for a little while. And they're like, you just need to manage it just for a little while because the hotel we're going to is in that bar. And we ended up going to one of our friends' hotels, and we kind of ended up spending the night there. And then I ended up waking up early, and we ended up leaving that hotel and heading back to our hotel. And so we never got to really experience what it was like sleeping in our hotel. So I don't know what it was like. I never knew. oh well, that's fine. Um, so yeah, so we headed back. We got changed into our cosplays for the next day. I only had one cosplay, so I had to change back into that. And um, then we ended up going upstairs, getting breakfast. I sadly was really, really tired and really exhausted, and I wasn't feeling that great that morning. At first, I was like, I hate the world, I hate life, I am so tired, like, I just want to go back to bed. But I was also really sad because I realized, oh my god, this is our last day here. Like, this is our last day at this convention. We're going home today. Sad face. Like, I wanted to cry. So, um, we're packing up the car, and then our friend's mom was like, okay, you guys go have fun at the con. I'll pick you up later. And I had like this feeling of like I'm tired, I don't feel great, but I also feel really, really sad because this is the last day and I don't want to go home yet. And I really didn't want to go home. No, I didn't want to go home, but the thing was I had work the next day, so I was really, really sad. I wasn't looking forward to that at all. So I went back to the con. I was enjoying it for a while, We started following this DJ guy. I don't know who he was. And there was like a Yo Gabba Gabba guy, and he was really funny. And we just started dancing. Which led to the dealer's room. And then, we had like a few hours left. Like, an hour left actually till we had to leave. An hour or half an hour till we had to leave. And so my friend was like, "Oh, what do you want to buy? You can buy anything. What do you want to buy before you leave? Is there anything you want to buy from the dealer's room before you leave?" And I'm like, I don't know. I'm not feeling like I want to buy anything. Like, I sort of am feeling I want to buy something, but at the same time, I'm like in a really down mood. I'm like, I don't want to leave. Like, I was feeling really down and sad, and I was already feeling the con depression. I was just like, I don't want to leave. I want to cry. That sort of feeling. And so I'm like walking around, and then I spot like these animal suits, and I'm like, what is this? And sure enough, that's when I discovered kigurumis. I was like, oh my god, these are so cool! Like, look at all the different animals you could be. And I asked for my friend's opinion, like what one would suit me, and he picked an orange hamster kigurumi. I'm like, okay, I'll get that. And he was so nice. They were like $60, but he got the guy to go all the way down to $40 because that's all I had left from the to spend. All I had left was $40, and the thing was like $60 or $50. So he got the guy to go all the way down to 40. So that made me really happy, and I ended up getting that last thing, and I then we had to go home, and we were waiting out front, and I was about to cry. I was about to start crying. And I'm just talking to my friend. I'm like, I don't want to leave. No, I don't want to leave. And I felt really, really sad. And I was hugging him. And then our Bianca's mom comes up, and she's like, let's go. And I wanted to cry, and I'm hugging him. I'm like, bye, I'll talk to you later, that sort of thing, da 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 da. And we get in the car, and I just instantly feel depressed after that. We're leaving, and I'm like looking back, and I'm just like, I am sad now. I'm like feeling so depressed. I didn't want to leave, like, oh my god, I really felt the con depression. Like, it hit me so hard. I didn't cry, I wanted to, but I didn't cry. And, oh my god, like, that ride home, I was so sad. I wanted to cry. I looked out the window. I was just looking depressed. I didn't want to talk. I didn't want to do anything. I just wanted to go home, curl up, and cry. I wanted to hide from the world. It was so bad. So, we're driving home, and, at that con, I actually found out about another convention, known as Katsucon, and I was like, when I got to my place, I was like, hey, do you think we can maybe go to Katsucon? It's in February. I know it's during the school time, but we can probably go for like, cause it's, close by and everything. And, Bianca was like, okay, sure. And I saw like Bianca's mom's look, and it's like, yeah, we can go, but she wasn't too happy about that. She's like, like it was kind of funny. Her look, like, are you serious right now? Really? Are you really talking about another convention after you just left this one? Uh, so I got home. I actually ended up going upstairs and hiding in my room, and I almost I kind of started crying a little bit, kind of sort of. I kind of started crying a little bit. Like I was feeling really down. I was feeling really sad, and yeah, after that I ended up just going to work. But overall, I had a fun time. I had a really really fun time. I met a lot, like I took a lot of pictures of a lot of people. I interacted with a lot of different people. I actually made a friend there for the first time. I made a friend. Met him through my other friend, and we kind of became really really close to the point where now he considers me like I'm like his little sister, and he's like a big brother to me. So yeah. um, but yeah, it was fun. It was a fun convention, first time experience. I did hit con depression pretty early, even when I was still at the con. I felt con depression because I was like, oh my god, I'm leaving today, sad face. And I'm probably gonna be feeling that on Sunday of Otakon, but probably, well, maybe, because I'm going 4 days, so we're probably not gonna leave until 5. So we should be fine, I think, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, so that's pretty much my con experience, like my first anime convention experience. Like it was a good one, and that's when I first discovered con depression and everything. So yeah, I hope you. So that's it. I hope you learned something from it, and I hope it helped you out. Like when it came to like first time anime convention experience. So if you're going to Otakon and this is gonna be your first anime convention, there you go. There was my explanation of like what it was like for my first time. So my next video will be, I guess, my Otakon 2014 survival guide, I guess. So look forward to that. And yeah, I'm sorry if I've been like about the pausing and the umming, and yeah, sorry for all that. I'm really really tired. Again, still trying to get over this cold, and I have work today, so I'm kind of like. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Look forward to the next video, and don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. All right, bye.